Hey everyone, it's Kristen. So today we're going to be talking about something most of you probably have never seen. It's actually Spider-Man and the Avengers, their collaboration with Williams-Sonoma, which if you guys don't know, Williams-Sonoma is a gourmet kitchen store. They have a lot of really cool stuff, really cool high-end stuff. Um, Even though Spider-Man technically became an Avenger in 2005, and this was 2011, I think they put it that way, Spider-Man and the Avengers, because, well, this was before, um, everything got super popular because of the movies and stuff, but everyone recognizes Spider-Man. I mean, even if you don't know who Spider-Man is, as in you don't read the comic books or anything, you see him or see like his mask and you know who that is. You recognize the character, just like with Superman's emblem. You know who that is. So they have on here, the first page is a recipe for web-tastic sugar cookies. And Spider-Man says, my spider sense is tingling. And here you have on the front lawn, Jarvis is doing a cooking demonstration in part of Williams-Sonoma, their campaign for No Kid Hungry. And so he's doing a cooking demonstration so that, um, to teach kids simple recipes that they can make themselves. And of course she's like, and he's joined by his famous friends. And so they label everyone, just in case you don't know who they are, because some people might not. They have Giant Man, when he was called Giant Man at the time, Wasp, the Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man. So Jarvis talks about how, all of my friends can't go to battle on an empty stomach, so nutrition is super important. And if you notice, Jarvis is wearing a Spider-Man apron. It's a little hard to tell there, but that's what it is. And he's doing mini turkey burgers, in an effort to kind of be healthy. And then he shows them, cookies that look like their favorite heroes. And basically he talks about how, you know, um, it's important to know basically how to cook so that you can, feed yourself if necessary. Anyway, and then it talks about how it shares the villains and again tells their names: Trapster, Wizard, Hydro Man, Claw, because a lot of people might not be familiar with these characters. Um, and they are in the Avengers mansion trying to break into the secret lab so that they can learn all the Avengers secrets. And this little boy, he goes inside because he has to use the bathroom or something, and he runs out, screaming, yelling help, and they're like, there's nothing that could be that scary in the kitchen. And of course, the villains come out and a battle ensues, and Giant Man's like, ugh, let me get you and the kids out of harm. So he shrinks them using his Pym particles so that they're tiny, so that they're out of the way, out of danger. And he shrinks Jarvis too so that he will, be with the kids. And then they talk about cooking. Basically that, by combining the right ingredients is a way to make new compounds, flour, butter, sugar, eggs, make the batter for their cookies. And, he also talks about how it's so important to use the right measurements, especially in baking. Like cooking, you can be a little more lax with that, but baking, it really is a science. So you have to make sure the measurements are right. I mean, I remember one time I made cookies without salt, like chocolate chip cookies, and there's only, like half a teaspoon of salt in the recipe, but it was amazing how you could tell that these cookies, there was something wrong with them. So it really is a science. But anyway, sorry for nerding out there a little bit. So you see them, the Avengers are fighting the bad guys, and you see them still working on making food because, you know, that's what this is about. So they're using ropes. I don't know where they got the ropes from to control the oven dials. And they're using a grill pan on the stove to cook the turkey burgers, the mini turkey burgers. And he's like baking uses heat in a different way via processes called convection and conduction. Okay, so another story is like when you use the convection oven, it like blows air. So I was trying to make banana bread, and it it turned out all weird. Like it wasn't like a cute flat little dome surface. It was like everything blew the batter to one side, so it was super lumpy. So if you're trying to make something really pretty, don't use convection. It could have been just my oven, but that was my experience with that. It was not good. I was really sad. I had to like cut stuff and patch it. Not all of them were like that, but I was trying to make 20. They were Christmas gifts, and at least 6 of them were like that, and I was pretty sad because I had to make those again because they weren't salvageable. So that was pretty sad. But anyway, so basically, you know, they're like talking about how Claus like, my heat won't crack your armor, but it could, you know, but it'll cook you from the inside out. Just trying to like make little comments that kind of relate to what Jarvis is saying. Anyway, so it's pretty funny. And he's like, Giant Man's like, not only did you manage to keep the kids safe, but you made dinner as well. And Jarvis is like, if you forgive me, it was a piece of cake, you know. He's like, if you forgive the joke, or it was a piece of cake. And earlier in the comic book, Spider-Man makes a joke about how, like, I knew joining the Avengers would pay off, you know, eat your heart out, Green Goblin. So just, you know, corny jokes, but of course this was geared towards kids, so it should be corny. And then at the very end, they're like, as Jarvis shows, the reporter, you don't have to be have superpowers to be a real hero. And then, okay, I think this is interesting because they have the recipe for the turkey burgers, but look, Captain America is there saying thumbs up, soldier. And he's not even in the comic book. So it was interesting that they used him for that recipe when they used Spider-Man for the cookies, which made sense because Spider-Man was in this, but Captain America wasn't. So anyway, I am going to show you. I haven't even opened this, so I'm going to open it right now and show you. They sold things like this. Like I said, I've never opened it. You know, I bought it just for collecting purposes. They had a couple other ones, but I like the Spider-Man one the most because it's the most dramatic. And then they also had this superhero cookie cutters. See, they're like on the back, they're like stamps. You stamp them out. If you're going to use these cookie cutters, though, I would recommend like putting like flour on the inside to make it easier so that the the dough doesn't stick, and then you don't have to like, you still kind of have to pry it out a little bit, but anyway, I've only attempted to make these like once, and obviously you have to be pretty skilled with icing to make them look like this. So what I did is I kept them on this side where you can see all the detail, and then frosted the other side. So you still got frosting, but you still saw the detail because obviously like a really skilled person did this because I couldn't do that. But anyway, that's something you guys have probably never seen. I got it when I actually worked there years ago, and otherwise I wouldn't have known about it either. But I was working there at the time, and they came out with this, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I have to have this. And they had a lot of other pieces too, but, you know, there's only so much you can buy. Well, it's only so much I can buy anyway. But I just thought that was cool. I just thought, you know, something you guys probably have not seen. I'm sure that they have other things like this out there, but this one is, you know, super high quality. And I mean, it's really nice. And then they probably have more stuff like this now. But I really like these cookie cutters because they do show a lot of detail. But like I said, I flip them over and ice the other side so that you can still see all that detail. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. Until next time, bye.